What up, WINBUSH here. And when INNOCN reached out to ask if I wanted to take a look at the world's first 5K super flat creativity monitor, I had to say absolutely, because if you followed me in the past, you know that I typically work on an ultra-wide curved monitor. So this will be the first time I ever got to try out a flat monitor, and you know what? I kind of dig it. Now, the first thing I noticed whenever I opened it up out of the box, it was extremely light. And with the resolution being at 5120 by 2160, that's going to bring you at about a 5K resolution, which is ideal for doing motion graphics or even playing video games. And speaking of which, the refresh rate is at 100 Hz, and so whenever I pulled stuff up like After Effects or Unreal Engine, everything responded pretty well. I didn't have any type of screen tearing or anything whatsoever. Now, the one thing I did like about this was I was able to hook it up to my laptop just using a USB-C connector, in which that was a fairly easy setup, and once I did plug it in, it recognized the monitor right away. And you know, the first program I wanted to try out on this monitor was Unreal Engine, because I figured this would be the perfect test bed, because Unreal Engine is a game engine at the end of the day, and with this monitor coming in at 100 Hz, I figured since I work inside of Unreal typically at higher frame rates, this would give me a good test bed to see how everything really reacts on the monitor. And you know what? Everything came through fairly well. And when I compared it to some of my other monitors, the color spectrum really held up, which I was really surprised about, because this would be considered a budget monitor, because this is way cheaper than other monitors that you would have out there. So if I pull up the Amazon page, and I will leave this link down below, but it does come through when it's on sale at about $750 US, which is extremely cheap for a monitor of this caliber. Now, if your computer doesn't happen to be able to do video through USB-C, which my main computer doesn't, it does have other inputs, as you can see right here, for a display monitor or even an HDMI. And then if we look at the other side of the monitor, of course, we have our control panel where you can control your brightness, your contrast, your volume, because it does have internal speakers in there. I didn't use the internal speakers. I typically have my monitors up there, but if you're in a situation where you don't have any type of external speakers, this does have them built in. And as I alluded to earlier, this is extremely light. And if we look at the bezel from the side, you can see that it's fairly thin as well. So I can see people putting this up on their monitor arms or even mounting this up on a wall fairly easy, because you could put it kind of flush to your wall there. So as you can see right here, I don't know how good this is going to come through in the video, but the colors look really good when I'm gaming on there. I'm going to throw on Scott Pilgrim, because this one is the real test. This has high frame rates, high fidelity, and it really has a lot of colors that pop. And I can say that it looks pretty good. Now, some video games aren't going to be able to handle the ultra wideness on it, so you're going to get the crop marks on the side. But if you play a more modern game like Monster Hunter Wilds, that one's going to actually take full advantage of the ultra wide, as you can see right here. So as I'm running through the different landscapes and the ecosystems, you can see how everything really pops as I'm running through the monsters and the fields and everything that's out there. I can say that if you are a motion graphics artist and you are on a budget, I can say for sub $800, this monitor is a pretty good pickup. If you're going to be using it for video games, I would say that there's probably better monitors out there for that specific need. But if you want something that's for both, definitely this is something to check out. And until next time, stay fresh, keep creating, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'll see you soon. Take care.